Sailing, at least on this boat, is relatively as fast as running. Meaning that I've just embarked on a journey as long as running across the Atlantic Ocean. We left from a small town called Denia, near Valencia, in Spain, and it took us about 10 days to get to the Canaries. This was the longest I've ever spent on a sailboat in my life. Once in the Canaries, I had the chance to make a decision. I could either sail for another 3 weeks or stop here and take a plane to continue my trip to South America. I said, fuck it, let's carry on.
The thing is, in my previous life as a freelance filmmaker, I always had something to do. A video to edit, a client to meet, I'll do sports almost once a day, take part in some kind of social activity. My days had rhythm.
Today, and for another 3 weeks, my faith is to be on this boat. And my biggest fear is to be bored to death. When you spend an entire day in the middle of the ocean, life can be slow. Like really slow. Our space is very limited by pretty clear boundaries. Possible distractions are also very restricted. And unfortunately, there is no quitting. I've very often heard people who love sailing say that sailing is absolute freedom. Well, that first week made me think quite the opposite about it. So, I needed to establish a routine for myself. Back to the basics. Start the day with a workout. Always make myself a decent breakfast. Edit my videos and write stories for the next ones. I even started copying down history lessons from a magazine I found here on the boat. Combining with the daily habits of staying clean and keeping a good hygiene, cooking some banging food, spending time with the crew on board, the days slowly started to feel fulfilled.
And then came a point where it all suddenly clicked. I had beaten the fear of being uncomfortable on this boat.
And somehow, I just started feeling like I could live on this thing forever. Gradually, the feeling of needing to do something kind of faded out. I had my little routine to keep me sharp, but I didn't need to be so strict on myself. I stopped feeling like I absolutely needed to do things. I was sailing across the Atlantic, and I just needed to embrace that.